No about pain we bring when right somebody shots fling. Ding ding, step in the ring, I'll swing left, right, man's head get ping. Can't try a ting. No about pain we bring when right somebody shots fling. I came from the 7 Hills, city of steel, home of the Venetian, build a whiplash. Not gonna whip.
And there's the bell for round 1. Still waiting for this fighter to show some defensive ability. They walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. He missed with that jab. So much hype surrounding this big matchup as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
This has been a very competitive round between these two. This is a high-octane battle. So much for boxing. This is a fight. They both want a knockout, you can tell. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Ryan Garcia. They've got the momentum. Oh, he's just taking a big breath, and here we go again. Coming off that fantastic last round. Let's see if he can keep his momentum going. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Counter puncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
That left lands. Might want to back out of the pocket here. Look how slow these punches are. Good left hand. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up.
This is what makes outside fighters so good. Their footwork is second to none. It's as fast as their hands.
A typical outside fighter, as you know, focuses on defense, stick and move, stick and move. Both men step back for just a moment. That left shot lands. No rest for the weary. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Ryan Garcia. Well, there was no doubt about it. There's the bell to start round 3. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going. They exchange punches. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Step back for just a moment. counter. What a punch. Catch and shoot. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight, fiery fight. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two. Good counter punch. Right punch. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Ryan Garcia. Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, someone can take you out with a simple jab. It can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
This fighter's certainly not going to outthrow their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder. Defense is not an option for these two. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas, over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed. I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing, despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Ryan Garcia. Talk about a... Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going. Timing beats speed, speed beats power. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close rounds.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
That left scores. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Ryan Garcia. After what we saw, let's start the sixth. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going. Punch. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
Gets out of the way of that left hand. He misses with that jab. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. They both want a knockout, you can tell. You hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
And you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
You hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow. Both want the knockout. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Ryan Garcia. And there's the bell for round 7. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one. Through the hook, didn't land. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
I'd like to see this fighter protect themselves a little better. Nice offensive display, landing that left counter. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Why aren't they defending? This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Ryan Garcia. Round 8, and we're off again. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going. Nice counter shot. He wanted action, and they are delivering. Good counterpunching for both these athletes. Another scoring shot there. One of these fighters is starting to run out of gas. What do you do as a fighter when you just don't have the energy?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round. Do you believe what we are seeing? The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
It's defend yourself at all times. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. That left counterpunch will score. Talk about Ryan Garcia. As bad as boxing judging can... And there's the bell for round 9. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Catch and shoot with the left counter. Good job. One punch could change everything in this battle. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. Why aren't they keeping their gloves up?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax.
We about to see Ryan Garcia go to the canvas. Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that moment of very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Ryan Garcia. And it's no secret who... And there's the bell to start round 10. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one. That left counter was perfectly timed. That punch lands. Lands with the right counter. That counter shot lands. You think the pace will slow down, it picks up. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a lick it, because you've got to get some before you get in close.
coming back to life now. One punch could change everything in this battle. Lomachenko goes down. A good body shot will paralyze you, and as you can see here, that's exactly what happened. So they'll make it up, and this fight continues. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. Nice job landing with that right-hand counter. Do you believe this? Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. Perfect counter shot. Let's talk about Ryan Garcia. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial. Let's start 11. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Nice counter shot. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have the quick burst. Boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Great counter right hand there. Coming back to life now, starting to land some punches. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. He misses with that jab.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Beautiful counter punch. And the referee will begin the count. 10 seconds to get up. I don't see any movement here. It looks like this one's going to be over. And he dropped him. The perfect sniper shot. Let's watch it again one more time. Send Vasiliy Lomachenko down. As we watch it again one more time, appreciate the perfection of that knockout shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's talk about Ryan Garcia. A borderline disastrous round, but he's still on his feet. Who thought we would have made it to 12? 2 knockdowns in the last round. What do we have in store here?
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs are feeling like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Nice counter shot with the right hand. Good left counter that lands. This fighter has tested their opponent's power and apparently isn't impressed as they continue to walk through all these power shots.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get.
So his offense gets stifled there by a clinch. And he just misses with that jab. Beautiful counter shot. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive. And that was it. That was the big shot we were waiting for. Good job trying to... And he is forcing him to take a knee.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Missed him with that uppercut. Nice job landing that left counter punch. And he fails to score with that left hook. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. The judges have spoken a unanimous decision victory.
Unanimous. You know what? Smarts that is. A total change of styles to make sure they got it. Had every round in the bag. There was no argument, no discussion, no mistake. It was so obvious.